Hello and welcome to Tech Tales today. I'm your host, Hallel, and I'm happy to have you here. We are starting a little bit late, but apologies to you. Please share this link with your friends and family so that those who are waiting for it will know that we are live now. So please click on the share button and begin to share right now. Share right now. Share. We want everyone to come back up. We are up and we are live. Tech Tales is live, and as usual, we have the most fascinating story for you today. So please go back now in the comment section, tell us your name and tell us where you're joining us from, and please share. Our guest is in the waiting room and she's chilling. She's ready for you today. So please, can you just share? Don't hesitate. Let your friends and families know that we are live now. We had a little snafu. I know you had a beautiful day. Just share this video right now. I'm just going to give you like 30 seconds to do that so I can go live immediately. Thank you very much. I'm your host, Hallel, the only business analyst you know, and we are here for another exciting session called Tech Tales. Let's share. Tap on that share button right now.
This love doesn't leave.
All right, welcome back. And I believe you shared this video stream with your friends and your families. Welcome to another exciting episode of Tech Tales. Like I said before, I'm your one and only host, Hallel, the only business analyst you know. I believe you had a splendid day. I did have a splendid day, apart from the snafu I just had this evening. And don't worry, I'm going to tell you all about it on Friday when we meet on Rain Talks, right? But for right now, this evening, today is about Tech Tales. Today is about sharing a story about our guest who got a wake-up call from a junior colleague to become a business analyst that she is today. So join me as I make welcome on stage Miss Juliet Obasanya. Hello, Juliet. Good evening. Welcome
Hi.
to Tech Tales. And you look amazing. First of all, you look stunning. I mean, what's going on here?
Thank
It's so
you.
lovely to see you. So lovely to see you. How was your day?
My day was amazing. I had a full diary, but yeah, all went well.
I can imagine as a business analyst when we say full diary, some people don't understand, but I do. I had a full day. I had a really full day. I had a
Yeah.
really full day, and I'm glad it went well. I'm glad it went well. Nice to have you on stage. Welcome to Tech Tales one more time. How do you feel being here? How do you feel being here?
Absolutely. Really good. I've been looking forward to this opportunity, so I feel excited to be here and looking forward to sharing my story. Hoping that it inspires someone out there.
Yeah, it surely will. It surely will. That's the whole essence of Tech Tales. Welcome on board. So right now, let's just dive straight into the whole conversation. So you're here today to talk to us about how you got your wake up call from your junior colleague, your transition story. That's the whole reason why we're here. But let's go to the beginning. Let's take a rewind and go back to the beginning. So prior to this, what was your story? Where were you coming from? What's your background? What's your first discipline? How did you get to this point career wise?
Oh, that's a good question. My background, and I would say my first discipline is my background generally is an interesting one.
Okay.
I, for my first degree, I studied French language, surprisingly. A lot of people get surprised.
French.
Yeah, yes,
Bonjour.
yes,
Bonjour.
yeah, I speak,
Oh my God. I forgot to love
yeah,
accent right now.
so, yeah,
Uh,
studied French for my first degree. But then at the time of getting into university, I wasn't too sure what I wanted in terms of career options. So,
okay.
due to my love for languages, I still, decided to go for French. And afterwards, getting into NYC orientation camp, there was this buzz about banking, the banking industry, and then I
Okay.
fell in love with it. And then you know i I then joined. I was lucky enough to initially I got posted to teach at the
Okay.
school, and I'm like,
Hey, you gotta teach French now. Impact the next generation.
this is not for me. So
Okay.
yeah, so but I then decided, you know what, I'm going to reject myself, and I actually turned up and I gave them all the reasons why I won't make a great teacher for them, and why I wasn't just the best person at all.
Okay.
And luckily enough, they gave me a rejection letter,
Okay.
and I was lucky enough to go back and get um, re-posted to the bank. But currently, I'm in project management. for that's what I studied for my master's degree.
Interesting, interesting. Nice, nice to hear that. Nice to hear. Now, at least we know where you're coming from. We know you have a French background, French language background. Now, seeing that that's where you're coming from, you have an interesting story to tell us today, which is about how you transitioned, how you got a wake up call from your colleague, and I believe that's why so many people are gathered here on this call today to hear. So, tell us more about your wake up call. What was it like for you in the whole banking sector? How long were you there, and how did you get that jump start to take a push?
Yeah, so so once I got that reposting from my after the NYC orientation camp into the banking sector, which at the time it was a job I really admired, I really loved, and getting into it was when the journey really began. I i resumed. My first day at the office was so exciting because I always loved the idea of working in that, the banking scenario where everywhere is fully air conditioned, very clean. You have people, you know,
Yeah.
in tailored suits. I really look forward to all of that. And then
Mm.
I served there for a year. They liked my performance and then they retained me and made me permanent staff. And then the journey continued. Weeks turned into months, months turned into years, and along the line, there was this, I just lost the spark, I would say. I lost the spark. You know, that feeling of being stuck in one place, being in a tunnel, not like a tunnel with no exit, but some being stuck at the same, in the same place, but not just you knowing that you want to move, but you just don't know how.
Mm.
That was me. I just lost the interest. I began to feel anxious, going to work. I felt like I could do more, you know.
Mm.
I just got tired of the 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 structure, you know,
The
how
routine.
how everything at the bank is, you follow a particular structure. I just wasn't basically looking forward to going to work anymore. I
Okay.
was going to find myself, going to work and not just being happy. My heart wasn't there in it anymore. And then
Mm.
here comes this colleague of mine who was new to the team. This is someone who, had less industry experience even, you know.
Okay.
A fateful day came where during lunch, we had this, we're having a chat, and then she goes, "Oh, look, I've been studying product management and user research. I think I'm going to move into tech."
Ah,
And
just like that.
just like that. And I froze, literally, I froze because guess what? That's what I wanted to, that's where I wanted to go. That's, where I wanted to move. But
Mm.
I just kept talking myself into stagnation, I'll call it. I
Right.
just kept
Mm.
discouraging myself,
Mhm.
because I would, there are times where I would quietly Google about this, you know, but I just kept telling myself that, maybe I had gone probably too far into banking, that I
Mm.
should, have a good career in tech, or I probably needed, a lot of certifications to be able to move in. But then that, you know, that chat with my junior colleague that day just was, the wake up call for me.
Wow. So when you got the wake up call, what exactly did you do?
So I moving on, I started reading more. I started, I used to read about it when I knew that that was where I wanted to be, but I wasn't taking it seriously. Like I said, I was talking myself into stagnation. So, but after that wake up call, I just became more intentional. I
Yeah.
started, you know, watching even YouTube videos about the field to learn more, speaking to people. I would go online, pay for all sorts of mentoring sessions, you know,
Mm.
and I actually,
Interesting.
yeah. Then I decided to actually take go for one certification, and yeah, so that kind of that's where I began to build the confidence to also see if I could make that same move that my junior colleague made.
Okay, she actually left.
She left eventually. Yeah, she just
Okay.
didn't say that. She said it and actually made the move. She left.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing when she left, you were shocked to your bones.
I froze, like I said, literally, I froze because I just didn't see that happening.
Mm.
This person was new to the
Yeah.
team. This person was still finding her feet, you know. And she just didn't come off as someone who would, be bold enough to want to, yeah. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
we were wondering with all my experience, I'm still here. And by the way, how long did you spend in the bank before you made this shift? Before you got this wake up call, how long were you in the bank?
I spent a total of about 10 years in the bank.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Like
you
putting
spent a total of 10 years before you left. When did you get your wake up call?
my wake up call was close about on around the ninth year.
Okay,
Like I
during the
said,
night. Yeah.
yeah, like I said,
Wow.
I knew that there was more that I wanted, but because I had spent so long in the bank, I kept telling myself that, look, I've come too far, and that
Mm,
wasn't for me. So yeah, on around about the ninth year was when I got that wake up call.
beautiful. This is really amazing. It's a true story of the fact that you can be stuck and get unstuck. And something you said that was very instructional. You started watching YouTube videos and you took mentoring sessions. You didn't just jump and start taking a training. And I'm guessing those mentoring sessions helped you to realize the fact that you are more than what meets the eye. There's more to you, and you can take that step. Because I think that's what so many people need. So many people need that push. Many people need someone that can make them realize that there is more to them. And that's what you got. And it's really, really amazing. Fantastic. And congratulations, you made the move. So before I ask my next question, this is just a little follow-up. So when you started taking your course, did you sack the bank, or what happened? Did you wait or before you got your next job, or how did you make your transition?
Oh yeah, so because of the way that I started to feel,
Mm,
trust me, I was beginning to feel really anxious and not looking forward to even coming to work. It
yeah.
began to even affect my performance on the job.
Mm,
And then somewhere along the line, just before I made that move, I life happened. I put it that way because I got married and
all
needed to
right.
start a family. Yeah, and then so I got to a point where juggling family and work that I knew I had lost the spark for became
Mm,
more.
mm,
The pressure was too much. So I made a decision at that point to, you know, to just because at that point I didn't see, I wasn't even looking at the fact that moving into or transitioning to tech will earn me, I'll be able to earn more. At that point, it wasn't about the money anymore. So I decided to just leave, you
okay, so
know,
you left the bank
I
first.
left the bank.
All
Yeah.
right. Oh, that's amazing. This is your story, and you've owned your story, and it's beautiful. Congratulations, by the way. Congratulations. How many years down the line now?
Down the line from when the
When
point
you
where I left
left?
the bank. Oh, it's
Yeah.
about 6 years now. In total of
Amazing.
6 years, yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. Beautiful. Beautiful. Congratulations. Congratulations. Now let's go back to when you made the transition and you moved into tech. I guess you got a role, you got a job in tech, and you started. What was it like? Was it deep waters or was it shallow or was it normal? Like, okay, I could have done this ever since. What was it like coming into tech? What did you have difficulty or was it really easy? What was your experience like?
Yeah, so I'll just take you back a little bit from the
Mm,
point where I decided to leave, even though I hadn't properly made, I hadn't got a job in tech yet
yeah.
when I left the bank immediately. So what I did was I decided to, during one of my researches, I found out that I could actually freelance, volunteer
Oh,
in some roles. So
interesting.
yes. So alongside, starting a family and just living, I just didn't want to just, pause. I
Mm,
wanted to continue to be intentional. So I did actually find a freelancing opportunity where
mm,
I began to, work as a BA. It was during that time that I then got a permanent BA role. So
okay.
now, getting into the job proper, I I met, the other side, a part where I didn't expect at all. There came
Okay.
the challenges.
All
There
right.
came
All
the
right.
challenges. So I would say what I faced, with that was a huge challenge transitioning into tech was the imposter syndrome.
Hmm.
That was a huge one for me that I did not expect because
Wow.
the mentoring sessions I had, the
Okay.
freelancing opportunity I later got helped me to actually build some level of confidence because I realized that I already had some transferable skills,
Yeah.
so I didn't think that I would struggle or meet any major challenge when I fully transitioned. But you know, then so when I started the job proper, there was a time I remember a time when during a meeting, one of my
Mm,
first meetings as a BA, it was a meeting, a project like kind of like a product alignment meeting, and
okay.
during this meeting, I was faced with all sorts of tech jargons, in
Hi.
the room, things like burn down chat, spring velocity, user stories. I would hear things like API endpoints. In my mind, I'm like, what is going on here?
Sandbox, cache,
You know,
environment.
yeah. So, and during that meeting, I was supposed to present a process map that I had
Okay.
done to the team.
Okay.
So,
Mm,
I continued to listen to these familiar words and all of
mm.
that. When it got to my turn, to make my presentation, I froze. Like I literally froze.
Wow.
Yes, I froze, and
Hi.
I tell you what, within 2 minutes, I was done with the presentation. I wasn't too
Wow.
sure what I was
I'm
doing.
guessing you just rushed it.
I rushed everything, spoke very fast. A process map that was had a lot of major steps and sub processes. Imagine as a BA, you should understand what I mean. But
Yeah. Yeah. I understand.
within 2 minutes, I was done making that presentation, and
Wow.
so I knew what I was saying. I knew what I had presented, but the imposter syndrome, it
Mm,
was just something I was fighting with inside of me. So after the meeting, a colleague, one of my team members, pulled me aside. I was like, "Do you know what? That process map was what the dev team really wanted." You know, he just kind of like encouraged me. He noticed that I kind of struggled, but he knew that I'd given, presented what was required to unblock a major blocker for the project. So he kind of just encouraged me and said, "Oh no, that process map is what the dev team really wanted." And at that
wow.
point going forward, I realized, oh, so my voice can be heard, so I'm valuable, so what I say can be valuable.
Yeah.
Then I realized that, oh, this imposter syndrome could rob you of even your team performance. And
Sure.
from that point going forward, I promised myself, I'm like, you know what? Going forward, I'm going to say what I want to say on the assumption that people find it valuable.
Yeah. Exactly. That's the boldness. That's the boldness you have as a BA. And for those who don't really understand what imposter syndrome means, imposter syndrome is a situation where you find yourself not enough. You're feeling like you're where you're not meant to be. It's just like they wake you up tomorrow morning and tell you you're the king of England's daughter or son now. So act like it. And you're wondering, how am I supposed to act like it? It's not me. I'm not meant to be here. That is what they call imposter syndrome. And so many people who transition into new careers experience it most of the time just because they feel like they don't have a right to be here. And I mean, it's a serious, serious, serious challenge. So I believe there is another side to this story to tell us how you overcame it.
So yeah, yes, definitely.
All
So
right.
for me, yeah, I like to feed on my discomfort. Whatever makes
Okay.
me uncomfortable is what I
Interesting.
feed on. Yeah, I like to learn. As a person, I learn from mistakes. So what I did going forward was to just involve myself in more team meetings. I offered to take the lead in some of the meetings.
Oh,
Oh
put yourself
yes,
out there.
yeah. So another thing I did was to work very closely with the product owner on the project, whereby
Mm,
I would offer to support with prioritizing the backlog, sprint backlog, and I also got myself involved in BA communities.
yeah.
I began to even offer you know free mentoring sessions with for people who were in a similar situation or who were struggling with something, a similar
Mm,
challenge. So that really, really, really helped. That really, really helped. So yeah, until date, I still, for me, it's
okay.
about continuous learning.
Yeah.
Because even when I overcome a challenge, I don't let myself get comfortable. I don't pause. So it's about
Excellent.
continuous learning for me. So yeah, till date I still involve myself in other activities that that help me to kind of like upskill and be able to overcome any sort of challenge regardless, even apart from imposter syndrome. And that has been really, really valuable.
Interesting. Interesting. So before we go to the last two questions we have, so if you're here and you're listening, if you have any questions, you can just type it in the comment section. I'll do well to pop it up later towards the end of the show, and let's have your questions. So if you have any questions, send it in the comment section. I can see some comments in the comment section. I'll highlight them later. So just send your question to the comment section. Our guest is still on seat, and she has two more questions to go. So back to you, Juliet. What other interesting thing happened that helped you to overcome this whole imposter syndrome? What was like a major pivot turning point for you?
Yeah, I remember a time when a senior colleague actually approached me um,
Okay.
with a question. To so first of all, I'll give you a little bit of background.
All right. All right.
She was assigned to lead, to manage a project, and um, she said she had never worked with a BA, so she did not understand the role of a BA on the project. So
Okay.
she felt like there was kind of like an overlap of roles on the project, and
Mm,
there, you know, so there was a misalignment sort of. So on this fateful day, she offered to speak with me To explain, first of all, she opened up. She was vulnerable, I'll put it that way, to me, opening up, letting me know the fact that, look, I've never really worked with the BA on the project. Could you
Wow.
tell me what the role of a BA is on a project? After, breaking it down, explaining everything to her, she then she was amazed, and she was like, "Oh, Juliet, even the BA that I'm currently working with on this project hasn't explained to me the role of a BA this much in this amount of details that you have done." So I truly
Mm.
appreciate this. And can I mean, she goes saying, um, "Can I be, am I okay to come to you for, any more, support?
Okay.
That's in case she needed any sort of support, because another thing is she was new to the team, so she kind of shared certain struggles, how she was struggling to use certain
Mm.
project management tools, and then
Tools. Yeah.
so her actually asking me, to be able to offer her some sort of support whenever needed, help to build, kind of like, I would say, eliminate that imposter syndrome, because someone that had more experience than I did, although in different roles. She was a project
Mm.
manager, but I mean, she at the time had more experience than I did. I looked up to her. I mean, there she was asking me if she could, approach me to be able to support her
Wow.
whenever she was struggling with something like that. Really, that built my confidence the more, and it made me realize that, okay, that means I'm just
Yeah.
me, but but my work is speaking for me. So yes,
Yeah.
that helped. That helped also.
Wow. I can really imagine. I can really imagine what that might have done for you, because getting that kind of feedback from someone, especially someone in the position you said she was, is very critical in helping boost your morale. Like, I think it was almost the same thing for me when I started my first BA job. It was more or less like I was trying to find my waters, but how interesting it can be. My body language wasn't showing it, but that was the truth.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I would get that kind of feedback from my team lead or from my boss, it motivated me to do more. And I really understand. Wow, wow. So as it stands right now, the Juliet we are looking at is imposter free.
Definitely, definitely. I've gone
Imposter
too
free.
far in now. I've got too
Yeah,
far.
yeah,
That's in
yeah.
the past now.
Yeah. I can imagine. I can imagine. So, for those of you who are watching, if you find yourself stuck, if you find yourself struggling with imposter syndrome, if you find yourself, sorry, apologies. If you find yourself stuck, if you find yourself with imposter syndrome, if you find yourself in a situation where you feel like um, you're not doing enough, you're doing enough and you're not getting the feedback you want, or any variation of career difficulty you're experiencing, it is not the end of the road for you. You've heard Juliet's story and you've heard how she, number one, she got unstuck, made a drastic move, and 6 years down the line, she's grateful she did. And when she made that move, she was struggling with imposter syndrome. Some people have had imposter syndrome for years and years. Some of you are asking yourself, why haven't I been promoted? Imposter syndrome. You're asking yourself, why don't they give me more tasks? Imposter syndrome. You're asking yourself, when your colleagues need help, they don't come to you. Imposter syndrome. These are things you need to kill. One thing you said for me, Julia, that was very instructional is the fact that you started mentoring other people while in it. You started mentoring other people while in it. And that is like the number one way to kill fear. Put yourself out there. That's just it. Put yourself out there. What's the worst that can happen? Let it happen now. Let it not happen in the future.
I agree.
why why wait for the day of doom when it cannot happen now? Like, she started setting herself up, putting herself in places where she could be seen, unknown. That's it. I really celebrate you, Juliet. That's really, really amazing. There's no other way. I don't think there's any other way to inspire people but than by doing this. Your story is worth sharing and your story is worth resonating with. So if you resonate with Juliet's story, why don't you say something nice in the comment section? Or like I like to reflect that and bring it up. So finally to the last question. Finally to the last question, Juliet. So we have 6 years of experience in tech support, business analysis, and product management, as the case may be. How relevant would you say tech support is to the success of projects in tech environment or systems, as the case may be? How pivotal do you think tech support roles are in the success of projects?
Oh, that's a great question. I see tech support roles as the silent, the quiet MVPs. I see them as
Mm,
the unsung heroes of the tech ecosystem.
mm,
You know, recently, on a project that I completed, a data migration project. This
okay.
is a project that involved migrating data from a legacy system onto a newer platform, and just closer to go live. I mean, there were kind of like bugs that were, uncovered, and the tech support team were the ones that, still had to, go about making sure that things were resolved, everything was fixed. And then at go live, things still went horribly wrong. Again, the tech support team were the ones, on their feet, making sure that the system was running smoothly, fit for
Mm,
purpose, making sure that users were happy using the new system. So I see the tech support roles like, a great launch pad, to be able to pivot into even bigger, tech roles like
mm,
product management, even bigger, tech roles, really. So I'll say they are very, very, they're like I said previously, they are the unsung heroes of the tech ecosystem.
yeah.
And I'd say anyone who is, looking to transition into the tech field, I mean, definitely go for it. Tech support roles could begin from the very, you know, you know, I would say mid-level ones like
Yeah.
help desk support and, the likes, and then gradually you can be able to pivot into bigger tech roles.
Beautiful, beautiful. What you've said is two pronged, it's two faced in the sense that for those who are looking to transition, right, there are opportunities for you. And the beautiful thing I really love about tech is the dynamism involved in the role. It's not stereotyped. It's not fixed. It's dynamic. It's very very dynamic. You wake up tomorrow with a new challenge, and you're challenging yourself to do more. More is expected of you. So it's like every day you see a new side of yourself you never saw. Like that's the beautiful thing I love about tech. Now that's one side. Then the other side of it is either I can call them companies or I can call them SMEs. You want to carry out tech projects, you want to carry out projects, you need tech support professionals. Trust me, you do. You do. You need tech support professionals. Just getting tech professionals is not just enough. And when I mean tech professional, I mean just getting the developers, getting the systems engineers, or getting the DevOps or the CTO. That's not enough. You need tech support professionals. We are the ones that, like she said, the pivot, like the unsung heroes that make the things work. They do the real groundwork. We do the real groundwork, right? We do the real groundwork. We are the ones that interact with the stakeholders and make sure that everything is as it's meant to be. Well, I think we've come to the end of today's talk show. Thank you so much, Miss Juliet. Thank you for joining us today. And I love your story. I love, 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 love your story. Your story will remain on the walls of Tech Tales, and everyone who comes here will listen to your story, be inspired, and do more. If you want to overcome imposter syndrome, please reach out to our guest. Her name is Juliet Obasanya on on LinkedIn. She's very active on LinkedIn. Trust me, very active, very, very active. You drop this moment and she's there. She's there. Like, so reach out to her on LinkedIn. You can ask her questions and talk with her. She can share some more insights with you that could help you overcome imposter syndrome. No one should be suffering from imposter syndrome. The worst kind of prison anyone can find himself in is the prison of the mind. Break out, ask for help, speak to someone. Juliet is a fine key example, and I can tell you because I know her, not just because you can see her here. I've spoken with her personally, and I can see this. Right. So thank you so much for joining us, Juliet. It was beautiful, really beautiful having you here. Love your story. Love your story. I hope that when next time when Tech Tales calls, you'll be more than happy to open your doors to us again. Thank you so much for coming on stage.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Hannah. Thank you for having me.
All right, all right. Have a nice evening.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, bye. All right. Thank you everyone for staying through that session. I remain your host, Hallel Rain, and we're about to come to a close of today's event. So thank you so much for joining so far. So just before you leave, I just have one or two things to share with you. Sorry, hold on. Oh, someone from LinkedIn is saying I don't want to murder this name, so I'm just going to say the name on the screen. It's saying your newfound mentor. Yes. Please reach out to our guest. She'll be more than happy to collaborate with you. Yeah. So before we come to the close of today's event, I just have one or two things to share with you. Number one. Number one. Now, as you can see on your screen, BAMS Academy is having a free no-code tech training this June, beginning from the 1st, the 8th, the 15th, the 22nd, and the 29th of June. All Sundays in June, we're going to have a free no-code tech training, right? All you have to do is type the link you see on your screen, bit.ly BA in 1 hour. Bit.ly BA in 1 hour. And you'd have access to all the links to join all these events. And let me give you a sneak peek. In case you do not know, BAMS Academy is one of the leading no-code tech academies on LinkedIn. Yeah, go check. We are, right? And during this event, we're going to be giving discounts to those who are on the event, especially the first day. I'm emphasizing right now, especially the first day, right? So fill the link bit.ly/BA in 1 hour and join the community. Once you join the community, you have access to all of BAMS Academy resources. Yes, all free resources. You have access to it. All the events, all the closed door events like this one, you have access to it. So all Sundays in June, starting from the 1st, which is this weekend, you have a free no-code tech training. You have the opportunity to learn, have an overview about data analysis, product design, digital marketing, business analysis, and finally, product management. Right? So from the 1st of June, make sure you meet the 1st of June. I'm not giving you time, I'm not giving you venue. All I'm going to tell you is bit.ly BA in 1 hour. You're going to get all the information you need right there. It doesn't end there. Like I said, it doesn't end there. What else am I saying? BAMS Academy is offering no-code tech skills, data analysis, product design, digital marketing, business analysis, and product management. All you have to do is go to www.bamsacademy.com and you see a list of all our courses. Now, with these courses, you can have no-code tech skill to transition into tech. You heard our guest story. This can be the beginning for you. I was once at this point and I took a step. You too can take a step today and you too can begin to build your own success story for the future, right? Beautiful. And finally, for those of you who know me, my name is Hallel Rain, and I am the only business analyst that you know, right? Now, I am the host of Tech Tales, and I love that. But also on Fridays, every Friday, my 7 p.m., I host what I call Rain Talks. Now, Rain Talks is where I come and share my chronicles of my week to you, right? The life of a BA. What's the life of a BA all about? What's the life of tech? What do I, how, what is tech all about? On Fridays, I come and I share with you a sneak peek of what my life as a tech support professional is like. And you get to really see it firsthand on Fridays, 7 p.m. GMT plus one, right here on LinkedIn and Facebook, not YouTube, LinkedIn and Facebook. That's why you have to connect with me everywhere. I'm everywhere. See, the secret is this, it's very simple. Just go on Google and type my name, Hallel. You will see me. I am not hidden. I'm everywhere, everywhere. You'd see me. Go on Google, just type my name. You see on your screen right now, Hallel, and you're going to see me everywhere. Follow me so you can get notifications on all the podcast and live events that I'm having, right? And for those of you who are wondering, yes, I'm one of the tutors at BAMS Academy, and I tutor business analysis. Currently, we have a cohort ongoing, but you can sign up for the next cohort. I'll be starting shortly, right? So, like I said, better sign up for the free classes in June if you want to get discounts. If not, pay the full money. I like it. It's better for me. But it's that's what it is. Your life can be better with some upgrade. Now, thank you so much to all of you in the comment section. I see your comments. Oh my God, Lua Tosin, thank you, thank you for your comments. I really appreciate you. I think I'll reach out to you, Tosin. I think I will. I will reach out to you. Yeah, you are the storytelling business analyst. I see you. Awesome. Thank you so much for your comments. I really do appreciate you. And for everyone who stayed through till this moment, I'm grateful for honoring me with your presence. I'm really grateful. So my name is Hallel, and I'm the host of Tech Tales. Thank you for joining us on today's session, and I'd love to see you next week. Hopefully next week. But I'll see you next time on Tech Tales. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.